Bethesda game studios, their workers have unionized. And this is not the same as the QA union. It is a wall-to-wall, according to Stephen Totillo. 241 developers, including artists, engineers, programmers, and designers. And they say that Microsoft has recognized the union. So let's fucking go. I hope this is something that starts to spread. I mean, it kind of already has. Like, this is a result, I think, of the union spreading. I hope it continues to spread. If it can kind of like take over the rest of Xbox, starting with Bethesda, and work its way across the rest of the other companies, and then to the rest of the industry, that'd be great. But who knows? It might also just be a test case, and we're going to wait a couple months/years to see how it goes. Really,
yeah, I've actually sent you their announcement post on Twitter. You got that there?
On Twitter? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. This is one. Oh, so the name of the union is one. Is it One Bethesda Game Studios? One BGS underscore like. USA. Yeah. Let me pull it up, and then I can read it here. It's funny that they went through a Twitter thread for this, but sure, why not?
I'm really interested in this because we haven't seen it at this scale before. This is going to either kind of catalyze the movement going forward to unionize in the games industry, or if it fails, which I hope it doesn't, it will be they weren't able to pull it off. And I think it's going to put a dampener on a lot of other people. You've got a flashpoint moment here, a really, really big flashpoint moment. And my hope is that it's done correctly, that they're able to get bargaining power this way, because to be real with you, as a senior red team specialist, the highest level of security you could have, I was paid 33% of industry standard for my position working in the games industry. It is horrifically underpaid compared to other companies doing the same jobs. And this is across the board for things like QA as well, like this for engineers. It is like this everywhere. If you work in software, you make more money than if you work the same job in games. And it's the same for any position you can get in games for any of these major companies. It's one of the reasons that I structured my game studio in the way that I did, the way that we actually handle this. I'll show you on the board. Of 100% of the money that comes down from Steam for our games, I actually take 50% of that. I give 25% to our artist, and I give 25% to our musician. I also give 100% of the OST to our musician. And when the art book is made, 100% of the art book will go to our artist. And of my 50%, I pay for all the software and the hardware that either of them ever need for any project that they need at all, whether that is in-house or otherwise. And I've been paying that way ever since the beginning. And it's funny because I remember our musician, when we first signed them on, they were like, I'll take 15%. That would be a lot for me. And I was like, no, you're getting 25, bud. Because I worked 7 years through the industry that treated me like shit and paid me terribly. And I wanted to try to build a business in a way where we could sustain the business off of this and pay people not like garbage. And even if they left the business, even if, after the game came out and everything was cool, they'd be able to get a paycheck every month for that. And I've been paying them ever since for that. And so every single copy that goes out, they get a check at the start of every month. That's the whole idea for that. It gets, transferred over to them. And I think that having a union gives bargaining power back to those workers inside of a corporate environment where you can't do these types of things, where this just doesn't work. Indie side, it's easier. Corporate environment is not so easy.
Yeah, they go on to say in the Twitter, I think it's important to read this. As a democratic organization, we seek to empower the collective wishes of our studio workers. Having a safe, sustainable, and equitable work environment for all, having a proper seat at the discussion table allows us to turn those wishes into reality. Joining in solidarity with our fellow members at ZeniMax Workers, 1BGS, is that Montreal? Yeah, Montreal, and all of CWA Union, we push for increased job security, compensation, transparency, and flexibility to continue continue creating the games we love. As we work towards our first contract with Microsoft, we hope you'll join us in voicing your support as we serve as an example for all into the next era of game development. So
I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to see what they do because, if it's good representation and they're able to achieve their goals, I think you could do a lot of good in the industry. And I'm interested in seeing a couple things. I'm interested in seeing how that representation goes, because sometimes that representation doesn't go very well. We've seen that with unions in the past. The bargaining doesn't go in the side of the workers. And sometimes it does go really well. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm interested to see how the business reacts to the unionized workers, because sometimes they can treat them terribly. And I'm interested to see what happens if their collective bargaining power falls through. Do they go on strike? How does that strike happen? You know, you can't have bargaining power if you don't have consequences for, you know, not giving them what they want.
Right.
So where does that go? And these are the types of challenges that they have ahead of them. And I am going to watch this like a hawk to see how this functions in the games industry.
Well, I think the industry will definitely be watching them like a hawk, right?
Oh, yeah.
If anything, they have the benefit of, like, the Bethesda fan base is one to cause on the internet. So if they don't necessarily, if things go poorly or something messes up, either for or against them, you're definitely going to hear about it, right? Like, it's not just going to be a quiet disillusion of whatever. So
it's going to be a big bombastic thing for sure.
Yeah,
it is.
It's good stuff. We'll see where we're at, you know, in the next, I guess, couple of months, if not years, with all of that.